What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul reading for the sign of Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. This is the last reading of the week for you guys. Okay, remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal. So take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and reshuffle for you guys. I always pre-shuffle before reads, but as we're back to doing these readings, going on ahead and shuffling for everybody this week. We took a break so that way everybody could reevaluate themselves in June, okay, and go into July and the rest of the year with a new lease on life, a new attitude, working on self, okay, reevaluating things, removing things that aren't serving you. All right, so we're now back to our regular schedule. Okay, so got 3 shuffles in. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. You guys, if you're not familiar with the drill, go ahead and get yourself a notebook or a piece of paper, whatever you like, so we can do this reading for you guys. We're going to, of course, review your placements, past, present, and future. And at this time, you can go ahead and write down what you want your overall outcome to be, okay? And you can see if what you interpret for yourself correlates with what I have read for you, okay? So let's start. 1 from the top for your past, 1 directly from the bottom for your present, and 1 energetically from the middle for your future. And then we'll look at the bottom of the deck for your overall outcome towards the end. Okay? So, you guys know I'm not going to flip these all over at one time, as that is too much energy to read at one time. Okay? So let's start with your past. Okay? What held you back in the past? Okay? What held you back in the past? I'm going to hold this card right here and take the time to pause, Pisces, and write down the answer to that question or how this imagery makes you feel, okay? If you're keeping track of your tap into the souls, Pisces, make sure you put the date down, okay? And, kind of notate whether or not if the same cards have came up. That means, I would take that to mean that the energy still needs to be worked on, okay? If you're keeping up with the tap into the souls for yourself, okay? Or between your sun sign and then moon or Venus signs, okay? So let's see what held you back in the past, okay? This person is like cowering underneath a rainbow in a sense, okay? And there's this like stretched out screaming face along the side, okay? Something you were hiding from in the past, okay? Something that you were afraid of internally, okay? Possibly, I'm feeling this sense of not being accepted, okay? Kind of along the lines of Sagittarius, okay? So you could have Sagittarius in your chart, okay? But I feel it's very hard to explain, it's almost as if maybe you're very eccentric. That's what I'm feeling. You were very eccentric. It's not really about sexuality. You're just very eccentric, eclectic. You like weird things. You're not like everyone. You like things that are very unique and abstract. Okay? And so some of the things that you liked in the past, you did not really want to share with people, so you hid it, okay? In fear of judgment, okay? Not so much with Sagittarius is about rejection, but you were more so worried about judgment. People judge you about the things that you like, things that you do, your interests. Um, Maybe some people found what you liked as weird, okay? Um, and it's most of the time, Pisces, people that do that and judge or demean you for the things that you like, and maybe that's also what held you back in the past, is being demeaned for the things that you liked, is because they don't understand it. And people would much rather be combative or debatable with you than to admit to themselves that they like that type of stuff too. Okay? Sad to say, but that is the way of the world. Some people like to be opposite from other people. Okay? Um, and so I feel like that's possibly what held you back in the past, is not being able to be your truest self. Okay? Um, because there's all these colors around you. There's green, there's yellow, there's orange, there's pink, there's a little bit of purple. And your inner self was screaming basically to, let me out type of vibe, okay? But you held it all inside, okay? You stayed to yourself to enjoy your own interests. And you could have possibly just tried to blend in with people, um, and only secluded yourself with the things that you liked. Okay, we're not going to stay on this long. Again, some of the energy is slightly stifled. Okay, so Pisces, I don't try to stay in the energy for too long, especially if there's, I'm not trying to hold on to it. Okay, but that is what I'm feeling with this card. All right, let's move on to your present placement. Okay, what continues to hold you back presently? What continues to hold you back presently? Okay, we're gonna hold this here. This is a very popular card, reoccurring card within the Tap into the Souls. Okay, it's changed placements a lot within all of the readings. Okay, and even in yours. I believe it's shown up in your future placement. If anything, this is the first time I'm seeing it in your current placement. Okay, so you can take the time to look at this imagery, see how it makes you feel, okay, and answer that question of how or what is continuing to hold you back presently when you look at this card. Okay, so it could be presently, you could be battling with faith, religion, spirituality in a sense. Okay, you could be struggling to elevate a little bit higher towards your higher self. Okay, you may be getting held back with trying to remain, again, this particular person trying to fit in, being the one with all the wisdom with those around you. Okay, um, which we talked about in your reading this week. Okay, sharing suggestions, giving advice, resources, things of that nature. Okay. I don't feel like that's what's primarily holding you back currently. What I feel is holding you back currently is constantly having to be that person, that go-to person, is what's kind of holding you back. Um, you may start regretting helping certain people, okay? Which we kind of touched on, I think, in your ancestor read, okay? But I feel as though after a while that's going to get tiring, okay? Because people rely on you so much, but you have made yourself the reliable one, okay? You have to take accountability for that, okay? Give people a little bit and let them do the rest themselves, okay? It's like a catch-22 type thing, okay? You help someone by giving them everything that they need, okay? Let them do the research. Give them a little taste, give them, a tidbit, and let them go from there, okay? I do the same thing on here, okay? I do the same thing on here. I give you a little information, that can get you started. The rest is up to you, okay? If I give you everything, I'm doing everything for you. I can't live for you, okay? So after a while, what's holding you back presently is this being this, wise one, the responsible one, the reliable one is starting, it's going to start taking its toll mentally, because you have other things that you have to think about, and you can't stop doing what you're doing to help someone else do their things that are their responsibility, okay? And so it is going to start becoming taxing, becoming this person. It's good, you're doing a good thing, again, and like I said in your ancestry, you have to be mindful of why you're doing it. If you're doing it so you can definitely receive something back in return, that's personal gain, okay? Do it without any intention, all right? Then you won't have this holding you back, okay? So do because you want to, not because you're going to receive something, okay? Or you're looking for blessings for what you do. You're already blessed enough, okay? Do because you want to, not because you expect something, okay? It's one of those, oh, if I pat your back, if I scratch your back, you scratch mine type vibe, okay? And that kind of tends to bite you in the ass sometimes, because then people continue to come back to you and come back to you and come back to you. And then you find yourself helping them more than yourself, okay? And it's not being selfish, because, like I said, you give them what they need and let them go from there, okay? You can't give them all of it, okay? So they have to be just as motivated as you. They should be able to do what they need to do without continuously relying on you, okay? And that's what's holding you back currently, okay? So let's move on to the future placement. How will you change your future? How will you change your future? Let's take a look at this card. There's all these different faces here, okay, on the inside, all right? Take the time to write down how this card makes you feel and how you will change your future based off of what this imagery is showing you, okay? So all these different faces, they have different expressions, different looks, things of that nature. Imagine that is what's going on internally with you, okay? There's another card that kind of is also the same reflection, but this is more so, I feel like, about internal struggles in a sense, okay? Internally, you have all these different emotions, and it's time to release them. It's time to let them go, okay? whatever that is, whatever your internal struggle is. Okay, there's something deeper going on with you, Pisces. Again, the energy feels stifled, so it's something that you're not trying to talk about. Okay, and it could, these internal faces could belong to other people. Okay, how you internally feel about certain people, and again, it's something that has to be released. Okay, because that's how you will change your future. Okay, is releasing how you feel towards certain people. Release it and let it go. That's how you change your future. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, because like I said, the energy is stifled, and so usually when it's stifled and I can't pinpoint anything, that usually means you guys are tight-lipped. Okay. And it's, it's not that I'm trying to find anything additional, to put out, whatever, because you never know. Like I've said, people cross watch. Okay, and so I energetically am, spirit is energetically protecting you from, from me saying what you are feeling internally, okay, about someone. All right, or people, in a sense. Okay, so let's turn the bottom of the deck over to see what your final outcome will be. And this one is also sometimes a reoccurring card, or had been reoccurring before we took the break in June. Okay, this is your final outcome. Running away from something. Okay, this right here. Okay, possibly running from gossip. Every time when I see this card, I feel like, because this big face here with this mouth, and it just automatically exudes gossip. Okay, and this additional face is kind of looming around it, staying away from it. Okay, and so that's possibly what is your final outcome, is staying out of personal situations. Okay, it's not being the one that everyone runs to. Okay, whether it be business related or personal affairs, you're staying away from it. Okay, so I like this energy. It's good. It's something that you are finally figuring out to do, as far as avoiding particular people. Okay, avoiding particular conversations as well. Okay, is what I'm feeling. You may still be friends with these people. You may still be associated with them, but when the chatter starts about, personal stuff, you're gone. Okay, because you don't want to end up someone twisting your words. Okay, and it's already been a situation of that. Okay, so that being said, Pisces, that's really all I have for you guys. All right. If you guys want to keep track, we still have 2 more weeks of readings for all the other signs. So if you know your birth chart placement, by all means, you can keep up with your other placements and kind of get a well-rounded reading for yourself. But until then, Pisces, peace.